Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
I'm speaking now, Padawannabe. I'm just trying to look through it myself before I go into my explanation as to what this is. But what this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. And it comes with 13 original Ninja Turtles games that came out in the late 80s, early 90s. And those games were for the NES, the Super Nintendo, the Genesis. And you also have some bonus features here where you can actually look at some of the boxes. Front and back of each and every box, whether it was the US release or the release over in Japan. You get the box art, and it's pretty nifty. And it's for all the games that are included in this set. You also get to look at the manuals that came originally with the games. And yes, they didn't take out the official Nintendo seal of quality. They left that in there. I'm sure they had to pay Nintendo a pretty penny just to keep that in there. Just guessing. But here you're getting the original manuals for each game. But as you'll see here for the arcade game for Ninja Turtles 2 on NES, there is no Pizza Hut coupon, although there was a Pizza Hut coupon included with the physical copy of Shredder's Revenge. So you can go through here, look at all the manuals if you want to. And of course we've already looked at all the boxes, and here you can see some of the various ads that were in the various magazines and papers. You know, your electronic gaming monthlies, your Game Pros, and even the handhelds. How many of us of a certain age remember these? And hello, Nerdporio. How are you doing, brother? I do not have the physical copy. I bought the copy off of Steam. I will eventually get a physical copy, but as far as which system I'm going to get it for, I'm not sure yet. Brother, you're like me. You grew up with these games. You grew up playing all these games. Why not? And of course, you even get some of the press releases for these games and advertisements. Now, how many of us would like to have the original Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge to be able to play at whim? But pretty nifty right here with all the different advertisements. So let's go ahead and go to this section. This section only includes the covers to the comic books. It doesn't include the actual comic books. But there you see that you get different variants. You get the black and white. You get the colored covers. And very interesting to look at. You know, Eastman and Laird's first design. Of course, a lot of you will recognize that cover from the original NES. And it's very interesting to actually see some of the panels. And I know some might say they're all wearing red bandanas. Yes. The four turtles originally wore the same colored bandana. It wasn't until the 87 cartoon series that they wore different bandanas. The only one that still paid homage to the original origins was Raphael. Yeah, I would love to have some of these comics. I mean, look at that art. Just from an artistic standpoint, and considering Ninja Turtles started off as a joke between Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. But thanks to the cartoon series, it grew to be a juggernaut. So that's pretty cool. And you know, you get the various years. You got 84. You got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Adventures, which I believe were the Archie comics. And if I'm incorrect on that, let me know. And of course, you get the 2011 run of the comics. And then, of course, Turtles in Time. And just different ones. And of course, you have the animated shows. You know, we gotta give high praise to the animated series. It started 35 years ago this year. It'll actually be official come December when the first episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles debuted. So here you see various screenshots. Yeah, it is. But you know, it was the art style. It was an homage to Batman and other masked superheroes. But you can go through the various seasons of the original 87 series. And then of course there was the 2003 series, which did try to differ itself from the original 87 series, and Peter Laird did have a hand in helping to produce and create the series. And again, just like with the 87 series, you can go through the various seasons. Yep. And then of course you have the 2012 series. And let's see. Let's see if they have it in here. They may not. Nope. They do. That's right. In the 2012 series and its fourth season, there was a crossover between the original 87 Turtles and the 2012 Turtles. And the original 87 Turtles were voiced by Cam Clark, Townsend Coleman, Barry Gordon, and Rob Paulson. So you had the proper Turtles. And then of course, this is a series I haven't watched. Don't know if I ever will. But Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Where apparently they took a cue from Turtle Power, the song from the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and made Raphael the leader. But I know you're not all here to see all this, even though there's a few other things to show here. For example, you have behind the scenes. So they had guides to how each of the turtles should look, their weapons. Very handy if you ever decide you want to draw them. Yeah, I know. Of course, early design for April, Bebop, Brown Chuck. Very cool. And then, of course, you also get some of the design sketches for the original NES game, but there's also something else that you can find too. You can get the tags, of course, and you can also get the captions. That's right, Digital Clips thought of everything. They even translated what you see here, so that's pretty cool. So you can go through here and you can find out how the different games were designed and what were some of their conceptual ideas. Let's go ahead and take a look at the original NES Turtles in 2, which was basically a downgraded port of the arcade game. Very cool. Very cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to one more item here. You can even play the music from the various games.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Now, to the keen ear, you'll notice that the theme didn't exactly sound the same. That's because the original license for the original theme, well, the asking price is a lot. So they managed to find a group that would cover the song. However, you still get this.
Pizza power!
So you get to listen to some of the music. Now, this is pretty cool. For anybody who ever read Nintendo Power, or had a subscription, or went over to a friend's, and that friend had Nintendo Power, well, guess what? They made these strategy guides in the like of Nintendo Power. So you get various clues and hints. And another thing you could do, I'll select one of the games here to do it with. Here, let me go back and I'll go ahead and do it with the arcade game. You can actually find out the release date for the games. You know, 1990 it came out in Japan, 89 it came out in the US. You can actually watch some of the items here, you know, as far as how to beat the bosses. And so that's pretty cool. Alright. So let's go ahead and get into the meat of everything, where you can actually play the game. Let's go ahead and watch the original arcade game. So you can actually watch actual playthrough of the game. And it's a no-hit run. And I'll demonstrate something here in a little bit. So there you see the player who was doing this at the time, selected Leonardo. Alright, so I'm not going to go too long. I'm actually going to go ahead and jump into the game. And what's nice is you'll be able to play this game, Turtles in Time, Hyperstone Heist, and Tournament Fighters for the Super Nintendo online with your friends. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stop that. Let's go ahead and quit the game. And let's actually show you some of the enhancements. So you can select the game and you can decide, well, I want to start at a certain level. So you can select the level. You can also add the button dash to this game, which was part of the Genesis version, and they added it to this version. You can also choose to add extra lives, and you can even change the region. So when you change the region, there might be some minor differences. So let me try to get to the Japanese release of Turtles 2, the arcade game for NES. That's the arcade game. The original one, let's see. There we go. So let's go ahead and jump into this game. And the reason why I want to jump into this game is because there's a couple of things that are just a little different. And I'll show you a few other features when I back out for this game too. So you can actually change direction when you jump in the air in the Japanese version. You couldn't do that in the international release. So that's a pretty nice feature. So let's go ahead. Say you want to have a filter. Just turn on the various filters. So that's the TV filter right there. You also have a monitor filter, which I'm going to be honest with you all, I don't care for, even if it was supposed to represent an original monitor. And then you have the LCD filter. So if you're, if you want to reminisce about playing games on Game Boy, not that this was one of them, you can do that. So you can change the filters. So let's go ahead and turn off the border if we want. You can actually turn off the border, or you can change the screen size. I don't know why anybody would play it like this. Playing it like this is fine, and adding the border is fine too, but yeah, that's some of the features available in this game. And it includes all 13 original games. You know what? Let's go ahead and try out Tournament Fighters for the NES. This was actually the last game that Konami released for the NES. And it's a bit pricey, but not as pricey as Radical Rescue for the Game Boy. And I'm not going to read the text, but, it was pretty ambitious of them to actually create a fighting game for the NES, considering at the time it was released, the hardware was almost 10 years old, and a lot of players, including myself, were already moving on to 16-bit systems, like the Genesis and Super Nintendo, and I'm sure there were a few people that had a TurboGrafx 16. Now, even though this is, released in 2022, there's still only 2 buttons that you can use, and you basically have to use the directional pad to jump and to kneel. Let me get this power up here. Okay, Leo just tossed me. Never mind. There we go. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it, brother. But yeah, unfortunately, you can't play this one with your friends online. But, I'll show you the one that you can, because I've actually never played it. So this will actually be my first time playing this particular version, besides the one I'm playing right now. And I gotta say, the controls are actually very responsive. So it makes me think that maybe they fine-tuned the controls too. Come on. So let's go ahead and exit out of this game, and let's go to the Super Nintendo version. Or, we could go to the Genesis version, but let's go to the Super Nintendo first before we go to the Genesis version. So, as you can see here, in Japan, it was known as Teenage Mutant Ninja Warriors. So let's go ahead and jump into this game. And if you guys have any questions or comments that you want to make, go ahead. I'll try to answer them as best I can.
Turtle combat.
So here you get, the four turtles: Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo. You also get Armageddon. Let's see, Wingnut, Chrome Dome, Asuka, War, and Shredder. But for the purposes of this live stream, let's continue with Mike. Why not Michelangelo? There's April. So there you're getting the gist of the story for this particular version of the game. So let's see how I do. Never played this game. Didn't own a Super Nintendo. Had some friends that had a Super Nintendo. I had a Genesis. And already it's not looking good for me. I'm not going to play this very long. Let's see. Oh yeah, and there's also a rewind feature, although who would want to use that? I know I used it here, but I'm using it for demonstration purposes. So, Nerdportal says the mutated turtles who practice ninjutsu actually inhabit the sewers of Manhattan. Mike, I must know. As far as do actual mutated turtles inhabit the sewers of Manhattan? Your guess is as good as mine. Sorry to disappoint you, but let's see. Let's go ahead and go into one of the Game Boy games. Now, some of you were here back in May when I streamed this particular game. And, just played it for fun. So, for the sake of this one, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the filters. Turn on the LCD filters to try to get as close to the Game Boy as possible. Unfortunately, the screen's not green. This game is retailing for $39.99 here in the States and $49.99 in Canada. So again, sticking with Michelangelo. Here we go. I'm going to let them come down. And I'm going to throw some stars at them. There we go. And if you recall, when I played this back in May, I was using the Super Game Boy. I was using my capture card to do it. And alright, let's get this guy. And get these two. Jump over here. Alright, that's enough of that. So let's go ahead and look at Turtles 2 Back from the Sewers for Game Boy. Alright, brother. Thank you for stopping by, Nerdfoil. Really appreciate it. I can't wait to see your video when it comes out. As a matter of fact, folks, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the Nerdfoil live forum. He does great content, and he's a good guy. And if you're a fan of Better Call Saul or The Orville, he's had after shows for that, and he's also currently doing after shows for House of the Dragon. Alright, so let's take a look at Back from the Sewers. Alright, come on. There we go. So again, we are going with Michelangelo. The voice sample is pretty good for a Game Boy game. Yeah, I can see why some people don't like this one, especially after the first one on Game Boy, but you know what? Still gonna have fun playing it. And I am planning on streaming all these games at various points. Tonight, Cash Money from Phantom Hooligans and I are going to stream Turtles in Time, the arcade version. And if there are two people who would like to join us, you can follow me on Twitter and send me a DM through Twitter, or send me a DM through Discord, and you can join us tonight as long as you have it on Steam. I do not have it on PS4, I do not have it on PS5, I do not have it on Xbox One or Xbox Series S and S or Switch. I have it on Steam. Exactly. Nerdfoil gets it. Why wouldn't you go with Michelangelo? Alright, so let's go ahead and go into Radical Rescue. The whole point of Radical Rescue is this. Let's go ahead and see the story. A year has passed since Shredder was defeated. While three of the Turtles relax in their sewer retreat, a special bulletin from April O'Neil interrupts their favorite TV show. I'm here at the scene of an incredible prison break. Yes, I'm reading it like William Shatner. Yes, if you sign up for a Steam account, you can purchase Steam games. It has a wide variety of different PC games on there, from current PC games to some classics like the original Knights of the Old Republic. You can find that on there too. It's free to sign up, but as far as paying for the games, you know, it varies in price. And they do have some free-to-play games on there as well, so if that's what you're really interested in, why not? So this is Radical Rescue. Right now I am Michelangelo. I have to rescue Leonardo, Donatello, and Raphael. And the way I'm accomplishing this flying technique, this helicopter technique, is I'm jumping once with A and then I'm tapping A again. So here we are, we're inside what looks to be a mine. And we have to find our brothers. Of course, there you see them. They're captured. They're saying help. And you can't select them because they're in prison. But if you press select, you get a map. Now, from what I've researched, this map wasn't originally in the US release. Now, I say that because I never played this particular Game Boy game or Back from the Sewers. And a lot of people have described this as Metroidvania, meaning it has a little bit of Metroid, a little bit of Castlevania, and some have even gone as far as describe it as, you know, being a little bit like Mega Man. Yeah, if you have a relatively new laptop, Padawannabe, and you think it can handle some of the current games that are out, well, give it a shot. And there you see that there's a life bar. I'm going to go back up here because there's a pizza up here I want to get. Alright, so let's go ahead and quit this game. And of course, the original arcade game, you've already seen me play that. Let's go ahead and go into Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. That was released for Super Nintendo. Let me turn off this filter. And if you're new here, say hello. Everybody's welcome here on the channel, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. So with the Super Nintendo version, of course, you have the 2-player option because the Super Nintendo hardware wasn't capable of doing 4 players. Let's get back to that. Alright. So real quick, you have 2 players. Of course, you have the option menu where you can change the various settings. You can either have it on animation or comic colors, and at least for the turtles. And of course, there was also a versus mode. Now, unfortunately, there is not a second player here with me, but if there were, then we can fight against each other and, you know, have a pre-tournament fighters type of fight. So I'm going to go ahead and quit this real quick and then go back into the game. And of course, you know, you get the intro and everything. Now, time trial. I assume that I have to get to certain levels at a certain time, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and do a prehistoric Turtlesaurus. Hey, Kitty Bear, it's Stephen Paul. How you doing? Sci-Fi Nation, how you doing? So again, for the purposes of this stream, I am selecting Michelangelo. So let's see if I can do this. Well, I probably won't do the whole thing. Just got knocked down. And again, this game's available on Steam, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch. Killy Chow, welcome. As the rock soldiers just knocked me on my ass. Well, at least I got 2 of those rock soldiers with 1 blow. I'm doing good. Doing good. Now, let's see if I can set this off. Not yet. Nope. Alright, let's go ahead and go into the actual game. So I'm going to press start here. And here we go. And again, going with Michelangelo. There you see Crane taking the Statue of Liberty. There's Shredhead. And of course the Turtles are watching it on TV, watching it all happen.
Big Apple, 3 a.m.
That seems like a good size library to me, Kitty Bear. Let's see if I can use some of the mode 7 and throw the foot soldier at the screen. Alright. Come on. There we go. There we go. I know a lot of people were probably waiting for that. Hey, that was one of the selling features for the game when it came out for the SNES. Come here, guys. I accidentally hit the rewind feature. And there's Crane. Alright, so enough of that. Let's go ahead and go into the Hyperstone Heist. So, this is the game I actually had when I got my Genesis. Went into a Target and they're all out of Super Nintendos, so I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll get a Genesis. And they had this game in stock, so I picked it up. Now, some people prefer, Turtles in Time for good reason over this game, but this game really isn't bad. That's very cool, Kitty Bear. You know what? Give me 1 second, guys. And let me do something here real quick. Alright. What I'm putting in there right now is my friend code on Steam. So if you guys want to add me as a friend or want me to add you as a friend on Steam, I will be more than happy to do that. So there you are. So again, pretty much the same features as the Super Nintendo as far as the options are concerned. But let's go ahead and get into the game. Alright, so again, for the purposes of the stream, Michelangelo. But here's the difference. The city and the Statue of Liberty disappear instead of the Statue of Liberty being taken by Crane. That's alright. You don't have to have this game if you and I have a game in common on Steam. then we can join each other. So after that scene with Shredder, it's pretty much the same as what you see in Turtles in Time. But here's the Genesis. Sure. Well, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, it may not be this game, but we may have a game in common that we both play. And I mean, well, let's, tell the truth here. It wasn't before I actually started watching Steven's streams of Fortnite where I thought, you know what? I'm going to give the game a shot. So, I did. I'm actually enjoyed it. I don't think I'm at the level that Steven and everyone else is at, but you know what? I am having fun, and that's the whole point of playing a game, is being able to have fun. Alright, let's go ahead and exit out of Hyperstone Heist. So, you've already seen me play Tournament Fighters for the NES. You've already seen me play Tournament Fighters for the Super Nintendo. Now, we're going to see the Genesis version. Although, in this case, I'm going to use some of the enhancements. Is I'm going to unlock some of the hidden characters, and here we go. So, you get 1 player, 2 player. In this version, you actually get a practice mode. And let's go ahead and select Crane. And the CPU, Casey. And let's see, Ocean Planet, Futuristic City. That seems appropriate for Crane. Whoa. Yeah, I was never good at this game on Genesis. Like I said, I was never really any good. So, let's actually go into a fight here. And I am going to select Casey Jones. Alright. Appreciate it, brother. Alright, so we were on the futuristic planet before. Let's go to the ice planet.
Round 1, fight.
And it's Casey versus Casey. Yeah. I remember why I didn't like this game.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see why I didn't like this game. Always got my ass kicked. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, the controls on the Genesis version were wonky. Although, let's try it as April. So, back on the ice planet, because that's the last planet that we selected, and let him get destroyed by his own bomb. And I just get my ass handed to me here.
Round two, fight!
You know, I'm just gonna do that every chance that I get. So, even with this game as part of the collection, it's not a bad collection. And of course, this game I will be streaming sometime this week. The original NES Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It wouldn't have been Phantasy Star, would it? Because that was a RPG that was on Genesis. So yes, this game, right here, the bane of a certain generation's existence. You know, we all had things that we liked about this game, and then there were things we didn't like about this game. But I am gonna stream it at some point. I am going to attempt to beat it. I've only beaten one time in my life, and haven't been able to do so since. And as I said, the controls here are very responsive. It makes me wonder if Digital actually went in and fine-tuned some of the controls to make them more responsive, especially with modern controllers. I'm here, yet he took April away. Come back! Come back! And that was another thing about this game, is being able to switch from one turtle to the next. Because there are points in the game where you need to do that. And it's all coming back to me as far as how you play this game. Yeah. All the enemies in this game are a pain in the ass. Well, in this case, our princess is April. Alright, gotta switch to Donatello. Get Rocksteady to spawn. And in case nobody knew, but I'm sure a lot of people knew, I'm sure GMC knows. Welcome, GMC. Just stay up here. Whenever Rocksteady jumps, every now and then, you can hit him on his head. So, let's do this. Because I am going to continue to play this just for a little bit longer, so we can get to that damn level. And I hope you guys caught that there. That damn level. Here we go. Jump over the foot soldier. Switch to Donatello. Deal with this foot soldier. Get hit. Get that Mouser. There's also another feature that you can do too. I might as well exit out and show it to you guys. So, let me go ahead, exit out of the game, go to the screen here, and again, enable the enhancements. You can remove the slowdown, you can remove the flicker. That was notorious in NES games. And let me catch up with the chat. Oh, it was the game that he played on the 486 PC. Okay. Alright. So, let's go ahead and get back into this game. And now you see that it's not flickering at the bottom where the life bar is. Which is actually a pretty nice feature, but I'm going to warn you guys, when I actually do a full stream of this game, I'm going to actually disable the feature to play it how it was originally played. So, it won't take long to get through this again. Yep. And each turtle has their purpose, believe it or not. So let's go ahead and get that pizza. And you know what? For 8-bit graphics, it still looks good. And if you feel differently, that's fine. So let's go back up the ladder and come down the ladder so the pizza respawns. Alright. Alright, let's get back up here. Pizza. I am going to switch back to Leonardo. Not worried about getting the pizza for him right now. There we go. Get rid of this guy again. Just another hint is you don't have to deal with all the enemies if you just let them go off screen. So as you saw there, before I was battling that foot member, those enemies went off screen and I didn't have to deal with them. Alright, so let's go to Raphael. Get these bugs or whatever they are. Around this way. Well, I messed that one up. Switching to Donatello. Getting hit. Oh crap. Alright. And if you're using an Xbox controller, don't worry. Select still stops your special weapon from being wasted. Just gonna keep doing this. Just gotta hit him a few more times. Come on, Rocksteady. One more time. There we go. I hope you all are enjoying the stream. And I hope the audio is good too, because I know the other day when I was streaming the last part of Streets of Rage and I listened back to the audio, it sounded like crap. I was gonna get that mouser. Hello, Pops. How you doing, brother? I'm gonna pause this real quick, because, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to join Pops tomorrow. He is celebrating getting monetized on his channel. And if you're not subscribed to Pops, you're missing out. You should do yourself a favor. And hello to Cobra Disney Jedi. How are you doing? Got rid of that foot soldier, got rid of that mouser, got hit again. Let him leap over me, attack him. Get his buddy. Luckily there's pizza up this ladder. Very cool. Thanks for listening. Thanks for lurking. Okay, let's go and get this half pizza. Let him go off screen. Alright, come on. There we go. Alright, let's continue on here. No problem, Pops. Going. Make sure I don't get hit. There we go. I just got hit, but there's a pizza up here anyway. I'm gonna have to get rid of this guy. Alright. Get up here. Hey, Jeremy Swiggs, how you doing, brother? Long time no see. You can't find a hard copy? I'll be perfectly honest with you, I bought this off of Steam. See if I can make this jump. Awesome. Made the jump. Alright. The part of the level that everybody hates. You never watched TMNT. Nothing wrong with that. TMNT wasn't for everybody. And as you can see, you are timed. Actually, no. Nope, nope, nope. Go back. Gotta be careful. Ah, crap. Just got hit by the seaweed. The electric seaweed. Get over here. Get hit a few times. Get hit again. Get ready to switch turtles. I have been able to get through this level before without getting a lot of hits, but it never happened all the time. Just depending on what I did. Alright, gotta switch to raft. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Gotta get down here. Time is wasted. Gotta keep going. Lightly tap, lightly tap. Don't want to tap too much. Alright. And I missed the bomb. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Because the dam's gonna blow up and I'm not gonna make it. But these are all the games that you get with the TMNT Cowabunga Collection. Not TMNT 3. I actually got this for my birthday back in '92. It came out in February of '92, and I asked my mom and dad for this game, so. And I actually got it. The only thing I asked for. And Kitty Bear says, in my youth, cartoons were on TV Wednesday after 12 p.m. till 5 p.m. And we were almost never allowed to watch TV, so I had to catch up on all cartoons after I left home. And there are ways that we had to do it. Parents said, you can't watch this, you had to find another way. And hello to Green Lantern 345. So, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate some of the things in this game. I'm going to toss these foot soldiers over here in a second. There we go. And in case anybody's wondering, yes, I still have my physical copies of these games. At least the ones that I own. But it's nice to be able to load them up in one nice, neat little package. Alright, wait for the soldiers to come down. Toss them over. And yes, this is exactly how I used to play this game. Alright, got rid of those foot soldiers. For these. There we go, there we go. Okay, sorry. That's my bad. Alright. And I'm gonna play this level all the way through because I want to get to Rock City. There we go. These guys like to throw sand in your eye. I just like to toss them over my head like I'm tossing a pizza. Now we're near the boardwalk. And we're just cruising on the boardwalk, minding our own business. There's no trouble around here, is there? Oh, but there is. There we go. Excuse me. And yes, those were billboards, and I just got squashed by one of the billboards. Rock steady, steady rocket all night long. And just got hit. Toss him over. Get rid of these guys real quick. As long as I turn the right way. But like I said, it seems like they refined the controls in all the games. Because I'm not having any issues. And like I said with Tournament Fighters for Genesis, I was never good at that game anyway, so... There we go. And there we are. And here we are at Rock City. Now here's the feature I want to show if I can... There we go. So if you press both the attack and jump button at the same time, you can do a special move. Come on. I'm just not doing it right. Yeah. This is all the games for the collection, so I think it's worth the money. And maybe I'm saying that because I had fun playing all these games as a kid, except, of course, for Tournament Fighters for NES and the 2 Game Boy games and Tournament Fighters for Super Nintendo, because I never had those games. But this collection's well worth it. And again, you can change regions, you can add enhancements. So, in Radical Rescue, one thing I didn't show, and I'll go ahead and show it now, is what they're talking about for the enhancements. As we get into the game here. Just gonna go ahead and skip that. And of course, as before, you can't select any other turtle but Michelangelo right now. But if you hit select, now you're getting different icons, and that tells you where Leonardo is, where Donatello is, where Master Splinter is. So that's something that wasn't included in the original game, at least when it was released in the States. So I think that's a pretty nice touch. It just shows that Digital Eclipse did their homework, they took their time, and wanted to make sure they gave us the best collection they could. Now, there was a collector's edition that was available for a limited time for $150, and I missed out on it, but I'm perfectly happy with paying $40 for a game and getting all these games that I enjoy. And as I've said before, I will be streaming these games here on the channel. And if you're a big Turtles fan and you want to play these games again without having to find a Genesis or hook up a Genesis, Super Nintendo, NES, or an original Game Boy, and make sure you have plenty of batteries if you're using an original Game Boy, I would highly recommend this collection. Plus, who doesn't like beat 'em ups? But yeah. So tonight on the channel, and the time could change, and if the time does end up changing, I will post a notice both in my Discord and on Twitter of the time change. But tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific time, Cash Money 007 of the Phantom Hooligans and I will be playing Turtles in Time. If anybody would like to join us, you're more than welcome. Let me go ahead and put the Hooligans link in there so you can check out the channel run by both Cash Money 007 and Matt Rissman. So that's an option for anybody, and you have my friend code on Steam, so if you have this game and you want to join us, now granted, we can only take 2 more players, but if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to. And Green Lantern says Turtles games are always classic. Love those. Yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't love the classic Turtle games? And the only other Turtles game that I played besides Shredder's Revenge was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Battle Nexus, but that was based more on the 2003 series. And the only reason I bought that game was because it had the ROM of the arcade game on it. So I thought, you know what? I might as well pick it up. And I actually ended up enjoying playing the game itself, so I didn't feel like I wasted my money. But yep, we will be playing this tonight, and instead of having the character select screen for the arcade games be in the actual part of the arcade, you can actually do it prior to starting the game. And remember, kids, winners don't use drugs.
Pizza power!
I couldn't interrupt that, folks.
Let's kick shell!
I wanted to let it play.
Let's kick shell!
And if you hit the start button on your Xbox controller,
Let's kick shell!
it's like put it in quarters.
Let's kick shell!
This way you don't have to run to the change machine.
This is April O'Neil reporting.
Hey, Krang! Bring that statue back, you bloated beanbag!
Hey, Whoopa!
Yeah.
Yep, this is the original arcade game that the Super Nintendo game was based on. Go.
No. No.
Let's see if I can toss a few foot soldiers here. Or get my ass kicked. There we go. I remember playing this at SeaWorld in San Diego when I was there for an Easter Seals event. A friend and I were participating in that, and after all was said and done, we ended up going to where they had all the different arcade games, and this was one of them, and we played it, and we were able to beat it.
No.
Let me get the pizza. Yeah, Splinter, I'm hurrying. There we go. I'm gonna get to Baxter Stockton. Come on.
Prepare to die.
Nope, not today, Crane. Okay, I'm wrong. But yeah, this is going to be fun to play both the original arcade game and this with 4 players all at the same time. And the nice thing about it, we don't have to fight for elbow room. And here's Baxter. And he just knocked me back. What you mainly want to do is get him when he's on the ground. I'm going to go ahead and get the pizza. Alright, almost got Baxter. Almost swatted him. And he's done.
Cowabunga!
Alley Cat Blues.
You know what? I don't care if YouTube's trying to block what you're saying, Green Lantern.
Cool off, sucker.
Alright, I'm gonna stop playing that because Cash and I are gonna be playing that later tonight. And, yep, all the games. You know, it's worth it. Again, like I said, if you're a fan of the Ninja Turtles, it's definitely worth it. If you like fighting games, it's definitely worth it. A good collection. So, I hope you all liked what you saw. If you do have any questions before I go, I'd be more than happy to answer them. And again, let me go ahead and put in my Steam friend code for anybody who would like to friend me over on Steam. I know some of you have already sent a request. I will respond to those requests shortly. So, there you are. Alright. So let me go ahead and pop this out and I'll read all the comments. Let's see, what's everybody saying? Let's see. I don't listen to porn samurai frogs. Alright, Whoopa, yeah, you had to bring the punk frogs into it, didn't you? Alright, brother. I get that. I get that. Well, right now, I'm looking at the studio right now, and it says that 107 of you have been here today, and I really appreciate it. Absolutely. Absolutely, Untouchable Fielder. You nailed it. It is definitely probably one of the best compilations I've played in a while. I've played the Mega Man compilation. I've played the Disney Afternoon compilation. And the Mega Man X compilation. The Street Fighter compilations. And I know that there's an SNK compilation out there. I just haven't played it yet. But for anybody who's on the fence about picking up this collection, what are you waiting for? Pick it up. Again, it's available on Steam, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS4, PS5, and on Switch. Yeah, you are, Whoopa. You are. So, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Thank you to each and every one of you who stopped by during this demonstration. Really appreciate it. I will be back later on tonight to stream Turtles in Time with Cash Money 007. I want to go ahead and take the time and thank Whoopa Troopa, Jeremy Swiggs, Untouchable Fielder, also Green Lantern, and of course Kitty Bear. And let's see, gotta scroll up. Already mentioned Jeremy Swiggs, Cobra Disney Jedi, Pops was here as well. Thank you, Pops. Also DDOD. And he says the big update is dropping. Yeah, I know it's dropping. I'm not worried about it right now. To be perfectly honest, I'll probably be playing this collection for a while. I'll get back to you on that stream, DDOD. Also known as Chaos. I also want to thank DMC for stopping by. Let's see. Am I missing anybody? We had the Padawannabe here. Let's see. Chat keeps moving on me. So I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. So I know the Padawannabe was here. Sci-Fi Nation, you were here as well. And to anybody I might have missed, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching this stream. If you did like what you saw here, leave a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends. Leave a comment in the video below. And be sure to subscribe to the Pacific Forum 4 YouTube channel. I not only do live game streams, but I also do Pacific Forum 4 Pop Talk every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern and every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I also do episode reviews and movie reviews. Speaking of episode reviews, I will be giving my reaction to the first episode of The Reigns of Power. I had said a few weeks ago on a Sunday edition of Pop Talk that I would do it. I know I'm a glutton for punishment, probably. Yeah, I know I'm being pessimistic about it already, even though I haven't seen it. But I've already said I would do it, so I'm going to do it. And I'm going to give you more of my reaction to the episodes